And we are live once again. At least I'm pretty sure we're live this time. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Friday Night Tech Talk. If you're on my YouTube channel, I'm Mobile Geezer, and we simulcast at the same time on X, Twitter, or Facebook, either my Mobile Geezer ID or the George Hayes ID. So you can watch us in 4 different places at the same time. If you're new here, we do this every week. We talk about some of the stories that have been published in different articles from last Friday to this Friday, and we talk about either what's big tech stories of the week, which I don't think there are any real big tech stories this week that I could find, or we just talk about articles that I find that might be interesting to you, that I find interesting, and probably any of you other tech heads that follow this stuff as closely as I do. And of course, if you follow my channel, you probably are the same type of tech head I am. So once again, Brian was the first one in here. He got in here before 7 o'clock my time. Now, of course, I started 8 Eastern time, but he was here more than an hour early. And right after him, Eleanor popped in. So, of course, they're 2 of the most faithful that I've got. So every week, I put the stories on my website. So let me show you that. I'm going to share screen. If you go to my website and if you go to mobilegeezer.wordpress.com, you click on today's date, you'll get just the show notes for tonight's shows. So as always, while we're here, give you a little preview of what we're going to talk about. It. As I said, I didn't find any earth-shattering big tech stories this week, but I found some interesting stories. So Google's new Find My Device, all you need to know. I found that on Tech Radar, and Google has vastly expanded Find My Device, so we'll go over that. And then I did find that Google had their Google Cloud Next presentation this week in Vegas, and it lasted 2 days. I think it was the 10th and 11th. So I found it on a story on Tech Radar about it. Now, of course, a lot of it is aimed at enterprise type business, but I just thought it was a good story. So it's a very long article. So we'll just go through the article and pick out some stuff that I think might be interesting. And keep in mind, it's all Google Cloud stuff. And of course, they're pushing AI like everybody else. So then I said, Windows take it away in 2024. That was on Tom's Guide. And this 7 things that Windows is taking away. And I just think we should probably know about them. And if you remember a few months ago, we went over the story where Apple had to stop selling 2 of their latest Apple Watches because they were infringing on somebody else's patents. So Apple is trying to convince the court to turn that over and let them sell these watches. I found that on Phone Arena, so we'll go over that. And then I found another story on CNET. Google makes AI photo tools available to all. And there were a bunch of videos about that, but the photo tools from Google are now going to be available to a lot of Android and iOS iPhones. So we'll go over that. And that's one of the things Will has always said, that Google gives away too much. Well, here's another case of it. And finally, I just said Elon's obsession to eliminate Twitter is causing problems. He wants X to replace everything where Twitter was ever mentioned, and it's causing some issues. So those are the stories we'll go over tonight. If you're new here, please type something in the comments. Tell us where you're from, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. So of course, Mike, I'm sure he's out door dashing, making his money. This is like one of his big nights. And Will, if I hear from him, I hear from him. It's going to be very, very rare that I do because he works all week and then he works 48 hours straight on the weekend. And Ted, I haven't heard from this week, so maybe he'll come in, maybe he won't. I'm not sure. So if nobody comes in, then of course it's going to be a fairly short night with just me. So let's start on those stories. Nothing new in the comments. So let's go back to sharing screen and we'll get started with tonight's stories. So Google's new Find My device, all you need to know. Let's check it out on Tech Radar. Okay. And it just said, confused about Google's new Find My device network? They're calling it a network. Here are 7 things you need to know by Cesar Cardenas, and it was published 3 days ago. It's like Apple AirTags, but for Android, which is very true. So let's drop it into Reader View, get rid of some of these ads. Sometimes it takes a minute. Okay. It took a while, but Google has released a long-awaited upgrade to its Find My device network. This may come as a surprise. The update was originally announced back in May 2023, but was soon delayed with an apparent launch date. Then out of nowhere, Google decided to release the software on April 8th, so 4 days ago, without major fanfare. As a result, you may feel lost, but we can help you find your way. Here's a list of the 7 most important things you need to know about the Find My device update. Pardon me. We cover what's new in the update as well as the devices that are compatible with the network, because not everything works and there's still work to be done. So number 1, it's a big upgrade for Google's old Find My device network. The previous network was very limited in what it could do. It was only able to detect the odd Android smartphone or Wear OS smartwatch. However, that limitation is now gone as Find My device can sniff other devices, most notably Bluetooth location trackers. Gadgets also don't need to be connected to the internet or have location services turned on, since the software can detect them so long as they're within Bluetooth range. That's even if they're turned off, so that's pretty good. However, Find My device won't tell you exactly where the devices are. You'll instead be given an approximate location on your own screen map. You'll ultimately have to do the legwork yourself. So still, I think it's pretty good. Find My device functions similarly to Apple's Find My network, so location data is end-to-end encrypted, meaning no one, not even Google, can take a peek. Well, we hope. Number 2, Google was waiting for Apple to add support to iPhones. So this is probably why they delayed it. The update was supposed to launch in July 2023, but it had to be delayed because of Apple. Google was worried about unwanted location trackers and wanted Apple to introduce similar protections for iOS. Unfortunately, the iPhone manufacturer decided to drag its feet when it came to adding unknown tracker alerts to its own iPhone devices. The wait may soon be over as the iOS 17.5 beta contains lines of code suggesting that the iPhone will soon get these anti-stalking measures, thank God. Soon, iOS devices might encourage users to disable unwanted Bluetooth trackers uncertified for Apple's Find My network. It's unknown when this feature will roll out, as the features in the beta don't actually do anything when enabled, so they're not turned on yet. Given the presence of an unwanted location tracker software within iOS 17.5, Apple's release may be imminent. Apple may have given Google the green light to roll out the Find My device upgrade ahead of time to prepare for their own software launch. So they may be working together. We don't know for sure. Number 3, it will roll out globally. Well, that's good. Google states the new Find My device will roll out to all Android devices around the world, starting in the US and Canada. A company representative told us other countries will receive the same update within the coming months, although they couldn't give us an exact date. Android devices do need to meet a couple of requirements to support the network. Luckily, they're not super strict, that's for sure. All you need is a smartphone running Android 9 with Bluetooth capabilities. So you can go way back here. If you own either a Pixel 8 or a Pixel 8 Pro, you'll be given an exclusive feature, the ability to find the phone through the network, even if the phone is powered down. Google reps said these models have special hardware that allows them to pour power into their Bluetooth chip when they're off. Google is working with other manufacturers in bringing this feature to other premium Android devices. Number 4, you'll receive unwanted tracker alerts. That's very good. Apple AirTags are meant to be attached to frequently lost items like house keys or luggage so you can find them easily. Unfortunately, several bad eggs have utilized them as an inexpensive way to stalk targets. Google would eventually update Android by giving users a way to detect unwanted AirTags. Yeah, so if somebody sticks it on something you have and you don't know it's there, well, now you can find out. For nearly a year, the OS could only seek out AirTags, but now with the upgrade, Android phones can locate Bluetooth trackers from other third-party brands such as Tile, Chipolo, and Pebblebee. It is by far the most single important feature in the update, as it'll ensure your privacy and safety, that's for sure. You won't be able to find out who placed the tracker on you. According to a post on the company's security blog, only the owner can view that information. Chipolo and Pebblebee are launching new trackers for it soon. Speaking of Chipolo and Pebblebee, the two brands have announced new products that will take full advantage of revamped network. Google reps confirmed to us that they'll be compatible with the unknown tracker alerts across Android and iOS. That's good. On May 27th, we'll see the introduction of the Chipolo one-point item tracker, as well as the Chipolo card point wallet finder. You'll be able to find the location of whatever item they're attached to via the Find My Device app. So like I said, if somebody sneakily puts something on something that's traveling with you, you'll find out. The pair will also sport speakers on them to ring out a loud noise, letting you know where they are. That's very good. What's more, Chipolo's products have a long battery life. Chipolo says the card finder lasts as long as 2 years on a single charge. I've never had a Chipolo product, so I don't know. Pebblebee is achieving something similar with their tag, card, and clip trackers. They're small and lightweight and attachable to larger items. Plus, the trio all have a loud buzzer for easy locating. That's very good. These three are available for pre-order right now, although no shipping date was given. Number 6, it'll work nicely with your Nest products. For smart home users, you'll be able to connect the Find My Device app to a Google Nest device to find lost items. So I guess we could take it to a Google Home or Nest Home, so that's pretty good. An on-screen animation will show a sequence of images displaying all of the Nest hardware in your home as the network attempts to find said missing item. That's good. Be aware the tech won't give you an exact location. A short video on the official announcement shows there'll be a message stating where it was last seen. That's also very good. At what time, and if there was another smart home device next to it. Next to the text will be a refresh option in case the lost item doesn't show up. Oh, I think that's a very nice job there. Below the message will be a set of tools to help you locate it. You can either play a sound from the tracker speakers, share the device, or mark it as lost. That's good that you can play it from the tracker speakers. And the 7th, headphones are invited to the tracking party too. This is kind of impressive, I think. Believe it or not, some insidious individuals have used earbuds and headphones to stalk people. To help combat this, Google has equipped Find My Device with a way to detect a select number of earbuds. The list of supporting hardware is not large as it'll only be able to locate 3 specific models. They are the JBL Tour Pro 2, JBL Tour 1M2, and the high-end Sony WH-1000XM5, which are very expensive. Apple AirPods are not on the list, although support for these could come at a later time. In other words, nobody knows. Quite the extensive list, as you can see, but it's all important information to know. Everything will work together to keep you safe. So, an update from yesterday. A company representative got back to us with new info. They tell us that Android devices do need to have their location services turned on to be discoverable by Find My Device. They will be expanding the headphones list, and the iPhone's future anti-stalking tool will disable all maliciously placed tags. That's good. Not just non-iOS trackers. Also, Tile gave a statement saying that they currently don't have plans to introduce a new tracker model compatible with Google's new network. That's a shame, but hopefully they'll catch up at some point. So that's the whole network of Google's Find My Device. And I gather it's rolled out already, I guess. But I just thought it'd be an interesting one to start with. So let me drop this out of here, get out of this one. Let's see. Brian said, no more stolen phones is a good thing. It's a very, very good thing. That would be great. Okay. So going now, if Ted pops in, of course, I'll let you guys know. We'll go back to the next story. Now, like I said, this was Google Cloud's 2-day presentation in Vegas, and it's, I gather, mostly aimed at enterprise users, but I'll just go through and just pick out some stuff that I thought might be interesting. So I just said Google Cloud Next 2024, a 2-day Vegas presentation. This was on Tech Radar. So Google Cloud Next 2024, all the news and updates as they happen. It's a wrap on Google Cloud Next 2024. That was by Mike Moore, published yesterday. Like I said, I think it was Wednesday and Thursday were the 2 actual days of the presentation. So let me go into reader view. And I'll just pick and choose. So they started out with what they're going to see. So they started before it even started. So we'll just skip over that. Good morning from a beautifully sunny Las Vegas. And this was the day after the eclipse, obviously. So they were just heading over to the keynote for day 1. So, and Google Cloud CEO Thomas Kurian himself was doing the keynote. So I'm just going to jump around here. And here's some of the crowds in there. Like I said, it's very enterprise orientated. I just have to find the real highlights. Okay, Sundar, of course, he started it off. And of course, he extolled the value of AI. And of course, you know, Google, like everybody else, is pushing AI like crazy. He gives a specific shout out to Gemini. To me, after the embarrassment that Gemini has been to them, I wouldn't even bring it up, but I guess they need to push it. And the latest version of the AI model Gemini 1.5 Pro, which offers more opportunities for enterprises everywhere. With these advances, enterprises can do things with AI that just weren't possible before, Pichai says. He gives a shout out to the customers using Google Cloud to build AI apps. This is the big deal here. Kurian, that's the boss of Cloud, notes how Google Cloud is offering the latest hardware releases to help companies around the world provide a modern infrastructure that is ready for the next generation of cloud. Now, keep in mind, since this is aimed at enterprise, a lot of it's going to be like a commercial in the presentation. You can count on that. So it extends into Google Workspace, which is a big deal in enterprise stuff in the cloud. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole lot more. Curian says the big announcement today, this was day one, all around generative AI. Customers are increasingly building AI models using all sorts of cloud services. Curian notes, teeing us up for his first guest, and they had some big shot guests here. Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon. So Solomon says that Goldman Sachs is using AI across the business from improving efficiency to boosting productivity. Now we have some new. Google's new AI hypercomputer, the bedrock of its AI platform, including Gemini models and Vertex AI. We're the only cloud to offer widely used first-party and third-party models, Curian notes. I hope you guys can follow this. I'm just picking out what I think might be interesting or might sound interesting. So their first big launch, the A3 Mega VMs, offering huge growth in productivity, also supports for NVIDIA's latest GB200 NVL72 powerhouse chips. And NVIDIA's been coming up with a lot of hot chips lately. As Google's own TPU V5P, its most powerful and scalable TPU to date. I never even heard of the TPU V5P, but I guess it's just an enterprise chip. And there's a presentation for AI hypercomputer. Google has huge plans to offer end-to-end infrastructure through its AI hypercomputer platform, which provides everything from storage to hardware. So it's a whole bundle, I gather. We do pause to the announcement of Google Axion, the company's first chip for the data center. So they developed a chip just for their data center. So this is a very big deal to them, obviously. Built in association with ARM, it promises 60% better energy efficiency and is already being deployed at scale. So they're real serious about this. This is, I guess they're thinking all this cloud stuff is going to be big money makers for them when it comes to AI stuff. Oh, and Ted has popped in here. What did he say? Ted's been enjoying the show while eating dinner. Usually you eat with us, but okay. And of course, Brian and Elno both said hi. So, all right. These models can be fine-tuned however you need, and Google is now announcing supervised tuning for Gemini models. In other words, if you pay them, they're going to help you get this stuff laid out for your business. Okay, now it's on to grounding results, which can now be done with Google Search. So now they have Google Search incorporated into the cloud with their AI stuff. Models can now be more finely tuned, even more finely tuned with new prompt management tools, including a new side-by-side function to explain why some prompts do better than others. Yeah, with AI, I guess you have to say that. Along with new rapid evolution tool that can help rollouts quicker and easier. Now they have wider use cases. Now they heard from Ola Kalinas, the CEO of Mercedes-Benz. I told you they had some real big shots here around how Google Cloud is helping it offer high-end customer experience through AI. So Mercedes-Benz. Gemini Pro on Vertex AI is also being used on Samsung's latest Galaxy 24 smartphone. So it is being used in something other than just enterprise. Curian reveals, as well as providing extra security, safety, privacy, and data protection. To help create the next generation of agents, a new Vertex AI agent builder, which I think Vertex AI is just for enterprise, offers a much simpler process to train, edit, and launch AI-powered tools in the future, including controlling and grounding responses. So I guess it helps train your AI tools. Okay, so they saw some demos. Like I said, I'm just jumping around here. And I want to get to the second day. Let's see. Still Gemini. Oh, in the presentation, a little slam against Zoom and Microsoft Teams, as Papo says, Google Meet is trouncing them in video and audio quality. Gee, what else would they say? A new AI meetings and messaging add-on looks to boost this even further. There's also a new AI security add-on. So I don't know how much more I should go through with this, because I'm not sure how interesting this might be to you guys. There's also text to live image, making it easier to create generated AI images with just a few words. Yeah, that's like the hot thing in AI for the last month or so. Let's see. There's also Gemini and Looker available in preview, allowing you to chat with your business data, all giving you the chance to get further access and insights like never before. So I guess you can do like some kind of chat with the AI itself. I guess that's what it means. Anyway, I think I probably overdid it putting this one up because it's so enterprise oriented. I just thought it might be interesting to have you guys see what kind of stuff they're talking about and what they think is going to make big money. But I'm not going to go through any more of it because it's just too business oriented, I think. So let's pop out of this one. We'll go on to the next story. Ted, if you feel like coming in, you just feel free. Certainly could use you. And Ted said hi back. Okay. So hopefully Ted will come in at some point after he eats, maybe. I don't know. But I'm going on to the third story now. Windows taketh away in 2024. I found this on Tom's Guide. This was an interesting one because they're taking stuff out of Windows. Windows is losing these 7 features in 2024. Here's what will change for you. This was by Dave Leclerc, published 4 days ago. Some of these are quite disappointing. So they're pulling a Google on us. That's how I see it anyway. So, review. Microsoft is always working to improve Windows 11. Whether it's digging in and fixing bugs or adding new apps and features, the company has definitely improved its flagship operating system significantly since launch. Sometimes, though, the company takes things away from Windows users. While I'm sure Microsoft has the best intentions in mind, it always feels bad when something we're used to having is stripped away. Today, we're going to look at 7 features and other aspects of Windows that will disappear in 2024. If you use any of these on a regular basis, you'd better start adjusting your workflow because before you know it, they'll be gone. So goodbye WordPad. I remember I used to use WordPad back when I was still programming, so that would have been 8 or 9 years ago. But anyway, Microsoft has long included a bare bones word processor with Windows. That's true. But those days are coming to an end as the company intends to remove the program from OS entirely. That's because everybody uses Word. I can't say I'm surprised. Is there anyone out there actually using WordPad when there are tons of feature-packed free word processors available? In the end, WordPad hasn't been officially updated by Microsoft for a while. I can believe that. So it's not too surprising that the company plans to remove it by Windows 11 version 24H2 later in 2024. If you are one of the few who still use it, I can't imagine why you would still be using it, but maybe. A free browser-based option like Microsoft Word or Google Docs might be a great option. That's true. You can also download tools like LibreOffice or OpenOffice to do the same job as WordPad, but with far more features and options. So that's one that's gone. No more problem logging. Windows has a lesser-known feature designed to help you create step-based screenshots to be used in documentation or to show errors so that a support employee can see exactly what's happening and help you fix it. Sadly, at least for people who even knew the handy problem logging feature existed, Microsoft is planning to remove it from Windows. Yeah, I guess that's the kind of thing where some tech, you could give them access to your computer and they could use it in helping you fix your problem. Though we don't know exactly when. It's definitely time to seek a replacement, which can be as simple as using the Windows snipping tool to gather screenshots manually. It's a little less streamlined, but it'll do the job for the times when you need it. It was nice knowing you, Cortana. Cortana, named after Master Chef's AI companion in the Halo video games, I didn't know that, is being replaced by Microsoft Copilot. Well, they've been pushing that like crazy. Thankfully, the majority of Cortana's usefulness will still be available in the new AI-based app, along with plenty of new goodies. Still, if you rely on Cortana for any specific workflows, you'll need to adapt and get used to Copilot, as the Cortana app will soon be removed from Windows. That's one people probably will miss while they're getting used to Copilot. Making the shift shouldn't be too much of a challenge, but it's definitely something worth preparing for so you can streamline any transitions. Yeah, I've been getting Copilot messages almost daily. I hardly use it at all, so I guess I need to start using it too. Okay, next one. Windows Mail and Outlook Express are being replaced. Similar to Cortana, this is just a case of Microsoft streaming its apps to put all of the features in one place. Instead of having Windows Mail, Outlook Express, and Outlook, Microsoft will simply put everything in Outlook, and that makes perfect sense to me, especially since you can get a free online version of Outlook. However, there are some drawbacks to the shift. When using Outlook, all mail is routed through Microsoft servers, regardless of which provider you choose. Well, that makes sense. While Microsoft has plenty of security and safeguards on its servers, it's just another place mail has to go and another potential place where a hole could be found or where a hacker could get into. So, but yeah, Microsoft, I'm sure, does a good job at that, but of course it goes to their servers. If you're a Windows Mail or Outlook Express user, you might want to give Mozilla Thunderbird a try to see if it suits your needs. It has plenty of useful features, and your mail isn't routed to any extra servers when you use it. That's good to know. Here's another one. Windows to Go is going. Sounds like my kind of humor. Let's see. Ted is asking me, do I use Cortana? I never use Cortana, tell you the truth. I pretty much use Google and nothing else. I don't use Siri either, for that matter. Okay, Windows to Go is another niche feature, I didn't even know about this one, that is useful for some people. With it, you could copy your entire Windows installation to an external hard drive and run it on different computers. No, I did not know that at all. Unfortunately, Microsoft has already discontinued support for this feature, and it's on the chopping block to be removed entirely from Windows in the near future. I guess they didn't really give them a date. There are other ways to install Windows on an external drive, but it's not as streamlined as Windows to Go once was. For example, you can use VMware to do the job. Some of the guys I used to work with used to use that. But it'll be a separate Windows installation, not a copy of your existing one. Still, it's an option if you really need this feature after Microsoft removes it. Well, that's good to know. And I know VMware is usable, and I remember I taught myself to use it as much as I needed to when I was still programming. All right, next one, Home Group. We hardly knew ye. Home Group, I never even heard of this one, is an easy way for Windows users to share files, folders, printers, and other aspects of their computers between PCs on their home network. Sadly, though, Microsoft is killing it off soon. I didn't even know about that one. Fortunately, Microsoft said that any existing shares that have already been created using Home Group will stick around. Well, that's good. But you will be unable to create new ones. Instead, Users will need to share with others on their network through workgroups and Active Directory domains, which are a little less convenient but still capable of doing the job. And the next one, and I guess the last one, is RIP WebDAV or WebDAV. Microsoft is removing WebDAV from Windows. This probably only matters to a few users, but it's still worth noting. As you can tell by the way I said it, I never heard of it. It's still worth noting as it goes hand in hand with the removal of the web client. Anyone using the protocol to connect network drives with WebDAV must find another solution. An everyday use for WebDAV was integrating cloud storage directly as a drive in Windows. That's interesting. Now, Microsoft intends to not start the service at boot up, which means removing it isn't far behind. In fact, it could even disappear by the time we see the next major Windows update, codenamed Windows 11.24 H2, released later this year. So if any of these tools look familiar to you, only a couple to me, now's the time to figure out how to live without them, because soon you'll have to. So any of you guys that use this stuff, now you know they're going to disappear. Oh, Renz is in here. Renz, how are you, brother? I'm assuming you're at work. Glad to have you pop in as always. So I'm on my third story, and if you want to see some of the stuff that Windows is getting rid of, go check out tonight's notes and look at the third story. So no TED as yet, so we'll see. So I'm going to get out of this. And I'm going to go down to the next story. And this is a follow-up to months ago. We told you Apple had to stop selling its Watch 2 and 9 because they were infringing on another company, according to the courts, and they forced them to not sell those two watches in the U.S. So Apple's trying to get the courts to reconsider. So I said, Apple trying to convince court to reinstate U.S. sales of banned Apple watches, and this was on Phone Arena. Let me see what Renz is saying. Renz is saying, yesterday, here, April 12th, was the 40th day of our baby angel, and we spent time inside the time. Oh, that's okay. I hope it's bringing you guys closer, and prayers have been with you, but a lot. Our little angel is with God, right? Playing with us. See you in the next life, baby Royce. So everybody keep Renz and his family in prayer, please. And it looks like, is Ted here? Up screen for a minute. Are you there?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. All right. We can hear you, but we can't. At least this is better than last time where we could see you and not hear you. So
My condolences, Renz.
yeah, this was a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, I'm sure Renz and his family had it tough for a couple of weeks, so prayers will still be ongoing. Okay. And he says, hey, Ted, you want to read one? Or you want me to continue? Ted, you want to read the Apple Watch story, or you want me to do it?
I'll read it.
All right. Let me know when you're ready. It's up. Oh, what? No, it's not up. I had it up and I took it away. Wait a minute. Okay. Now it's up. Okay. All right. When you're, I'll drop into reader view while you're getting ready.
Actually, I'll read the next story. Sorry.
Okay. It's Apple. Yes, the Apple with the watches.
Yeah, but I want to read the Google AI too.
Oh, you want the one after? Oh, okay, I got you. All right. I got this one. This is on Phone Arena. Apple asked the U.S. Court of Appeal to overturn ITC import ban on certain Apple Watch models. This was by Alan Friedman, and this was 4 days ago. On Friday, this would have been last Friday, Apple submitted a filing with the U.S. Court of Appeals to appeal to the International Trade Commission's exclusion order that prevents Apple from including its pulse oximeter on the Apple Watch. Yeah, that's what infringed. And the Apple Watch Ultra 2. Over a year ago, an ITC judge ruled that Apple's blood oxygen sensor infringed on patents owned by Massimo, and late last year it signed off on an import ban preventing Apple from selling those models in the U.S. And we did cover that story quite well. Apple tried to circumvent the ruling by redesigning the Health 2. That's right, they did try. I forgot they even tried to do that. But it was unsuccessful. And at this stage, it would have to license the patents from Massimo, wait for the patents to expire in August 2028, or win an appeal in court. According to court documents, Apple made two big claims yesterday while attempting to prove to the court that the ITC's original ruling against Apple was incorrect. I'm going to bet they're not going to get anywhere with this, but who knows? So, the pulse oximeter on the Apple Watch. Apple claimed that Massimo's patents were invalid and that Massimo, contrary to its testimony at the time the original case was heard back in 2021, was not planning to produce its own smartwatch with a pulse oximeter. How would they know that what another company was planning? In the court filing, Apple wrote, the International Trade Commission exceeded its statutory authority by issuing an injunction in a case where the requisite domestic industry was non-existent. Apple said that the ITC ruling was based on patent judgments that are substantively defective, and some of these may have been since invalidated. In the filing, Apple claims that less than a week after Apple unveiled the Apple Watch Series 6, Massimo brushed off a 12-year-old patent application and applied for new claims manifestly written to ensnare Apple's new watch. That sounds awfully conspiratorial to me. The result was the 502 and 648 patents at issue, which, as ITC Chairman Johnson explained in dissent, include late added items added by amendment years after the original priority date that reach beyond any disclosure fairly described by the specification and figures. Yeah, but how could they prove that? As for the claim by Massimo that it was about to produce its own smartwatch, Apple says that Massimo's complaint was based on CAD drawings of a Massimo watch, and eventually Massimo admitted that no such device existed. Okay, so maybe the Apple does have a leg to stand on here. Apple's hopes are expressed in the conclusion to its filing conclusion. The commission's decision should be reversed or at minimum vacated or remanded. So if we hear anything back on what the court decides as far as Apple's appeal, I will let you guys know. But I just wanted to make sure we followed up at least, because we did kind of make a big deal out of it when they stopped selling the watches. So, okay. All right. Now, you want to do the next one, right? The one that makes the AI photo tools?
That's right.
Okay. All right. So, Google makes AI photo tools available to all with caveats, I said. This was on CNET. All right. So, Ted's got this one, guys.
All right.
It's going to be all yours. So,
Google will open its Magic Editor AI tools to everyone for free with a catch. Ahead of its Google I/O developer conference, the internet giant announces a bunch of free AI upgrades to its Google Photos. Just in time for summer, Google is expanding access to its popular AI-powered Magic Editor photo editing tools. The move, which Google says will begin May 15th, will give nearly all Google Photo users access to Magic Editor, which includes Photo and Blur and Magic Eraser. With the right editing tools, your photos can really shine. Dina Barada, Director of Product Management for Google Photos, wrote in a blog post yesterday, Wednesday. She added that any Google Photo users with an iOS or Android device made in the past few years will be able to use advanced editing tools, including Magic Editor, for free. Google is placing some limitations on its new features. The company said the free version of Magic Editor can only 10 saves per month without a paid subscription.
Yeah, that's
People
the free
who want
part.
to go beyond that will have to get will either have to get a Google Pixel device or pay at least $10 a month for a Google One subscription. The move marks Google's latest effort to draw attention to its AI capabilities. A company had considered a nexus of AI research had been considered a nexus of AI research for years, along with Facebook. But when startup OpenAI launched its ChatGPT chatbot in 2022, and then Microsoft integrated a version of that technology into its Bing search engine with Office productivity software, Google and Facebook suddenly seemed behind. Facebook parent company responded by pushing out its own set of AI tools, including image editing tools, chatbot assistants, and characters played by celebrities like Snoop Dogg, Mr. Beast, and Tom Brady. In the meantime, Google has expanded access to its AI tools throughout its offerings, including Gemini chatbot garbage. For Google is widely expected to announce even more AI products during its annual Google I/O Developer Conference, which is set to begin a day before the planned Google Photos upgrades. Later last year, Google also announced the Pixel Fold, its first foldable phone, and a revamp of the Pixel tablet. This year, Google is expected to announce the Pixel 8a smartphone, offering a likely upgrade to the Pixel 7a, which CNET reviewers said raises the bar for lower priced smartphones when they gave it an Editor's Choice Award last year.
Cool. So yeah, this is what Will has always said, that Google needs to stop giving away everything because it takes away the exclusivity. And this is
Nah.
kind of proves his point, right?
Yeah, it's a natural point to make, but in this particular case, these features, the Google products are just trash. Not trash, but unimpressive.
Well, I mean the Magic Eraser works okay, don't you think?
Nah, it works
And of
with.
course, you're the photographer here, so you're the expert.
Honestly, there's products like Retouch. Well, it used to be a one-time paid service, but now it's I think now it's a subscription. But I use that like
Oh, okay.
something like yeah to be erased out, or I just use Snapseed again.
Okay. Yes, I've never used Snapseed, but I know a lot of people rave by it.
And that app has not been like Google integrates Snapseed into Google Photos, but like they have, I think they forgot about the app, to be honest.
Okay, okay, okay.
But yeah,
All
I'm not
right, I got
using
one more
any
story left.
like
Okay,
other
what are you
AI
saying,
tools.
Ted?
Yeah, I was saying like for me to be even like impressed, like something like Sky replacement, like Magic Editor can do that, or do
Well, what
Magic.
is Sky replacements?
When you change the sky, like let's say you see a car,
Oh, that, yeah. Well, that seems to do that. Even in this little example here, they're showing
is it coming in?
the two.
Is it coming in Magic Editor?
I believe so.
I see. What's the
I
example?
think I think that's part of Magic Editor. I do believe.
That also work for Magic Editor.
Oh, okay. Checking it out.
Blah Google.
And what does
Uh,
it say?
uh, 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 uh. I'm very confused. What has happened? Oh, okay, yeah, I changed the clouds up a bit.
Yeah, exactly. So as I said, I think it works in Magic Editor, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like whenever they're showing samples like this, they always show something with the sky changing. I think that's one of their big points.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so they even added the AI added more of the bench and balloons. All right, that's
Okay.
cool. That's cool. If you can
All right.
pull.
So, All right, so not so much trash anymore. Is that what we're saying?
Not so much basic. That alone seems like if it could do it for videos too, oh my gosh, then I'd be impressed.
That would, yeah, I'm sure that would be a killer. Yeah, that's true.
And then it taps.
Anyway,
What does she
at
do?
least they're bringing it to more phones, but I do think it validates Will's point that they just give away everything when they shouldn't give away everything. Because
Oh
he's saying
wow.
that's what keeps Apple exclusive.
Mm, but yeah, they're only giving away 10 uses a month.
Well, yeah. So maybe they're starting to lean towards not giving away everything at once. So
It's like what
anyway,
it's
yeah,
already
but
done.
I think if you have a Pixel, even if you have an older Pixel, my guess is it'll be coming to you, and you'll be able to use as much as you want. Is my guess. I'll find out because I still have the Pixel 7. So
Yep, I changed my opinion. Yep. Okay. The it looks like even the healing touch gets improved too. I just saw how if it's
good,
just okay.
good. All right. So, do you have a Pixel anymore?
Yeah, I still got the 7.
Okay, so then let us know if you start using that stuff. Let us know what you think about
It's like every day it's a fight to make sure it doesn't suck less.
it. So, are you coming to the same conclusion that and it seems like a number of people on the internet, or at least in YouTube, is that Pixel's not as a lot of us don't seem to have as high an opinion of Pixels as we did, say, a year or two ago. Are you finding the same thing?
Yeah, I was saying that since they came out with the Pixel 8 and then they said the features wouldn't go down to the Pixel 7.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
video
because
blew
I
up
keep
and all
finding
that. And like, yeah,
yeah, I keep finding myself having my opinion of Pixels is lessening as time goes on.
yeah, it used to be it got better with age. Now it's just like, now it's just like it either it's either just different with age or it doesn't hold up as it once did.
I'm thinking maybe they're
Like as in
concentrating
it
too
got
much
worse.
on AI because it seems like they do a terrible job with AI ever since Microsoft got in front of them. You know.
I mean, yeah, 'cause again on the Pixel 7, I don't AI has not made it better. If anything, it's made it
Yeah,
worse.
I agree.
If we consider Gemini, it's made it worse. If we consider
Because Gemini, ever since Microsoft passed them with ChatGPT 4, it's like they're constantly trying to play catch up, and they always seem to screw it up. You know.
yeah, AI's made Gmail worse.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's as if everybody at the programmatic level, at the developer level, is screwing up because they're rushing things too much and not. It's like they're not testing complete. And then it shows up when they put it into production, and then it's something screws up terribly. So I don't know what the problem is here, but somebody needs to slow down and try to get it right the first time, which is what Apple has always done, for the most part anyway. So
Yeah, it used to be that Google could also like fix problems. Like if there's a problem, they would fix it in post. But I remember this was a thing since the first Pixel, but now not so much. Like
yeah,
and my camera
it's
app
like
got it.
ever since they started trying to use Gemini, and even before that, Bard, they just seem to not get things right. You know.
And even with the camera app, like I was in for the solar eclipse. I was in the totality
Uh,
path.
uh, okay.
I don't know. They didn't mention anything about it, but
No,
I
I
was
didn't hear
more.
anything about it.
Yeah, I was read like Google put out an article on how to take a picture of the solar eclipse. The article, in my
Okay.
opinion, was useless because it offered no actual technical things on what you should be doing to actually take
Oh,
a picture of the
okay,
solar
okay. See,
eclipse.
I saw the article. I never got a chance to read it, so I'm glad I didn't bother.
And what was even more confounding was that in the past, before the big camera update, you could tell the pixel if you wanted to focus near or far. That
Right,
way, help your camera along. But they took that
right.
out. And so if you point your phone
Oh,
up to the sky, you just have to hope, like, tap the screen and hope the pixel knows
right.
what you want to focus on.
Okay.
But even if you,
And of course, you as a photographer would hate that they took that away. Yeah, that would make
yeah,
sense.
like I could have really used that for the solar eclipse.
Exactly. So, did you get any decent pictures of the solar eclipse?
Yeah, I got decent pictures. I'm not like an astrophotographer, but yeah, I did with
So,
my
did
actual
you put them out anywhere?
with my actual camera. No.
Okay, yeah, because I thought maybe you would show it to us on Telegram or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. But honestly, I wish I just took it in with my eyes, which I did for the totality point. Oh, that was so nice.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay. Well, if you feel like putting it out on Telegram in the next few days, just let me know you put it out there, and I'll check it out. I'm sure there'll be nicer pictures than I've seen.
also, we don't have manual control still on the Pixel 7. Like, what's up with that?
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
just basic
No.
manual controls that was brought out for the Pixel 8. Like, what?
Okay, I got you. So see, this is when it's good to talk to a photographer like you, because you'll be looking to use the tools that I probably wouldn't even bother with, because I just mostly do point and shoot. So
Yeah. But yeah, I am actually excited for these if they do come. When they do come, she said it's going to be to Pixel models, I think, as far back as the Pixel 6. So Pixel 7
okay,
should get it. And yeah, these look like good tools. And you know what? Magic
yeah,
Eraser, I will say it's very good with getting rid of crowds. That's something I like to
y-
use it for.
yeah, and it's
Crowd
been good
control.
with that since the beginning. I remember even I did use some of that.
Mm. All right, next story.
Okay, all right, going to my last story. All right, I've got this one. I just said Elon's obsession to eliminate Twitter is causing problems. I found this on Gizmodo. And again, this is just another one I thought was interesting. And this came out Wednesday by Jody Serrano. Elon Musk's X goes to war with Twitter.com, creating a phishing nightmare. Yeah, this is pretty bad. As a result, netflytwitter.com appeared to many users as netflix.com, which of course it would, even though it wasn't Netflix's real site. So I'm going to put this in reader view and get rid of some of these ads. And I just found this story interesting. Okay. Ex owner Elon Musk has made it no secret that Twitter, the former name of the social media company he bought for $44 billion in 2022, is no more. He sold off the company's famous Bluebird memorabilia. I didn't know he had done that. Eliminated the word tweet from the platform and is now apparently trying to change all references made to Twitter.com to X.com without asking users. So, yeah, that's really screwing things up. He's really obsessed with X. Mr. Tweet fumbles. Oh, no, that's different. Okay. The change was first reported by Mashable, which spotted posts from disgruntled and concerned users about the change on X. A few days ago, some users started noticing that X was automatically changing mentions of the Twitter.com URL to X.com on the social network's iOS app. The change was made no matter where Twitter was in the URL, which means that the URL such as Netfly Twitter or netflytwitter.com appeared as netflix.com in post, which of course it would. However, as you might imagine, even if X automatically changed netflytwitter.com to netflix.com in post, users who clicked on the link were taken to netflytwitter.com, not the real Netflix homepage, which makes perfect sense. While at first glance, this may simply appear to be an annoying change instituted by the company, users quickly pointed out that the situation created an ideal situation for scammers. By buying up domains like netflytwitter.com, scammers were given a perfect opportunity to conduct phishing campaigns and steal users' login credentials. The ex-user at UU0127 preemptively bought the netflytwitter.com domain to prevent it from being used by hackers. Good for him or her. And posted the following warning. As of April 8th, 2024, the iOS Twitter, now X client automatically replaces the text twitter.com in post with x.com as part of its functionality. Therefore, for example, a URL that appears to be netflix.com will actually redirect to netflytwitter.com when clicked. Please be aware that there is potential for this feature to be exploited in the future by acquiring domains containing twitter.com to lead users to malicious pages. Yeah, I can see where that would open up a big bunch of stuff. This domain, netflytwitter.com, has been acquired for protective purposes to prevent its use for such malicious activities. Well, good for you. Mashable noted that another ex-user, Masto Moki, bought the domain sectwitter.com, which X was changing to sex.com. Well, I'm glad they got that one. The user also aimed to protect the unsuspecting public from phishing attacks. Good. The sectwitter.com domain currently redirects to another page with a similar warning to the one issued by UU0127. Good. Please do not access suspicious URLs. Amasto Moki wrote on April 8, 2024, a dangerous feature was implemented with the iOS client for Twitter, now X, that forcibly replaces the string twitter.com and tweet contents with x.com if it is included. Consequently, there might be an increase in individuals acquiring domains that include some string twitter.com, and depending on the acquirer's intentions, this could lead to malicious websites being linked. Well, I'm glad he caught the sex.com thing. As of Tuesday, it appeared that X had reversed course, and was no longer automatically changing netflytwitter.com to netflix.com on iOS. Well, that's good. However, Mashable noted that there were still many instances of other references or words being changed to resemble authentic websites, though it did not provide specific examples. So Elon is obsessed with this stuff. That's very weird, in my opinion, anyway. I just thought that was an interesting story. It's like Elon wants X, I guess, to cover the world. It's just amazing to me. So that was my last story. So what do you think, Ted? Don't you think Elon's a little bit overly concerned about X and Twitter?
Yeah, for sure. It's almost
It's funny. It's funny that this brilliant guy has this weird obsession with X. At least to me, it is. And I tend to like and admire Elon, but sometimes he goes overboard. That's for sure. So
I probably should have seen it though. I mean, he did name his cars after this scheme.
yeah, and he named his company SpaceX.
Yep.
So anyway, and you gave me some insights tonight into some of the photo features that I didn't even know about. But of course, as a photographer, you're the kind of guy we can learn this kind of stuff. So I'm glad you came in just to talk about that stuff.
Yeah, I just saw this, so I was like, wait, that's more for me.
Yeah. Anyway, so you doing anything special this weekend?
This weekend, nothing special tomorrow, but I'm gonna go.
Okay.
The wildflowers are blooming in Texas, so I'm gonna see about a
good.
foot of blue bonnets.
Okay, good. So any new photography work? You still learn? Oh, do you still have both cameras? I haven't talked to you.
Yeah, I still have both cameras.
Sounds like you like both cameras to me. No?
I just don't want to get rid of the big one and then I wish I had. But to be honest,
Yeah, exactly.
I just want something capable for video, and I'm really thinking about downgrading the XH2S to like a DJI Osmo Pocket 3.
Really? Now, will that be a huge difference in quality or not?
I think it'll be a huge difference in quality. Yeah, of course.
Okay, I thought it would be. Okay.
But it'll be a
I
whole lot more.
still have the feeling you're going to end up keeping both cameras.
But it'll be a whole lot more portable.
Well, sure. Okay. But I still get the feeling that you like both cameras enough that you'll be keeping them. I don't know for sure, but of course.
I don't know about all that. When it comes time to take picture of the solar eclipse, I took my old camera, old and trusty.
Oh, did you really?
Yep, I took.
And you didn't use the new ones at all?
I didn't really use the new ones to take pictures of the solar eclipse.
Okay.
Right. Tried and trusted and true is better than new.
Okay. Yeah, you went with if it ain't broke, don't fix it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, if you remember, please put something out on Telegram so at least we can see it, and at least the Friday Night Tech Talk guys can see it.
Okay, sure thing.
Well, I'm glad you came in tonight. So, was there some reason you didn't want us to see you tonight? Although I'm glad we heard you.
Yeah, I got food all over my face. I had dinner.
No, the idea is to put it in your mouth, Ted, not on your face. Okay, we'll go with that. I'm just glad you came in, and I'm glad you brought up all the stuff about the Magic Eraser and Magic Editor and stuff. So that turned out to be good. So we're going to end it up for tonight, folks. Let's remember to keep Renz and his family in prayer, and that they are comforted and strengthened. And I'm going to wish everybody a very blessed weekend. And thanks for everybody who came in. And of course, Brian and Eleanor, you guys are as faithful as they come. And so is Renz for that matter, because Renz is working. So, all right, Ted, thanks for coming in tonight. And you always make it better. Appreciate it very much.
Thanks for
folks, we will see you next week, and maybe we'll have me and Ted again. We'll see. So good night. Here comes the